First of all, we have Aradhana Rana ma'am. She's the director and principal of Icon Public School, Ahmednagar. Ma'am is the founder, principal and director of the Icon Public School in Ahmednagar. She's a dynamic speaker and conducts workshops for teaching spoken English, soft skills and personality development. She conducts teachers training, parenting workshops and life skill training for schools and other institutions. She has authored several books on the subject. Her first books published in 2005, Communicate with Ease, Speak in English, Please, and the second, English Communication, Made Easy, are being used as course books in colleges and spoken English institutes. English Matters, written by her in 2009, is a graded series of 8 books to improve grammar and spoken English of school children. These are being used as course books in schools all over India. Now her series, Mastered English, is due to be released in Feb 2022. I might have released ma'am. Aradhana ma'am is also an adult traveler and has travel blogs have been winning heart all around the world. She has been a panelist and moderator on numerous conferences, events and summits on national and international platforms. She is the member of WICCI Wiki and the recipient of many awards and honor in the field of education. She is also associated with so many associations on national and international levels that it will not be easy to count. We welcome you, Aradhana ma'am. Welcome again to the show. Please, we'd like to know about your educational journey. Are you in this profession by choice or by chance, and how did you reach from a teacher to a director?
Thank you, Mr. Chandok. Always a pleasure to be on your show. My educational journey took place as life took its twists and turns. I did not really intend to be a teacher in a school. I aimed to be, a research scholar and, all that. And then I got engaged to an army officer and life took a different turn. So while I was doing my PhD, then I left it and did B.Ed. So women, they are led by these kind of things, but no regrets at all, because I believe that if you really want to do something, the area of your work does not matter at all. So though I did not set out to be a teacher, but by default I became a teacher. And definitely I was a science student, so English was never my forte at that point of time. But see how life takes its turns. And
Aradhana ma'am, we want to know your views on the saying that mathematics, as we are discussing, has become a burden, or had been also a burden in the middle school, especially in the 6th, 7th, 8th grade. What are the reasons behind it according to you?
Thank you, Mr. Chandok. Very, very true. The statement, I think all educators will agree that it is a big, it's a roadblock kind of a thing in middle school. Many reasons for it. And the main thing is, I think that, what happens is that mathematics has a very weak foundation in the primary school. So when the children come to the middle school, they are overwhelmed with the sudden jump in syllabus. Mathematics is a very cumulative subject. You cannot, do it chapter wise. It is very graded. So if your foundation in mathematics is weak, there is no way that you will become good at maths suddenly. So that is the main roadblock in this thing. Secondly, we treat maths as a subject. Actually, maths is not a subject. Maths is about first developing mental agility. So once you have the mental agility, the subject comes very easy to you. Like languages. Language has to have a kind of your aesthetic ability. With that, languages come easy to you. Similarly, how to develop the agility of mind is not by the methods that we use in our primary sections. Right from senior KG, we start teaching them tables when the child doesn't know what table is. The child does not know any concept of numbers being multiplied. So the child is learning by row 2 ones are 2, 2. Schools take pride that in our school, we teach tables till 10, 15. In upper KG, in class 1. So this kind of a thing, when we do with the children, any human being will never learn anything unless it is of some use to you. So first, maths has to be treated as something that is an everyday life affair. So they have to be made aware that there is no life without mathematics. So, in each and every aspect of their life, they should just be made aware that there is mathematics around them, and this is why they should learn mathematics. Then this phobia of maths comes from, I think, the whole society as such. Right from day one, the parents, the kind of statements they make, that maths to practice बहुत करना पड़ता है, unless you practice, you will not know maths, and maths में fail हो जाओगे. So this builds up walls in the child's mind about the subject as such. He grows up with those phobias. And like it was very rightly said, language actually is the main problem. Children are not able to understand the question. How will they answer? So with this, we have to change our assessment methods. If we get the language out of our assessment methods, and maths is not about English. So if we change the assessment methods and assess the child according to his mental agility, the child will gain confidence. What happens is the child lands up thinking, I'm no good in maths. Actually, he's not good at English. But he just grows up with the fact that I cannot do maths, and his confidence wavers right from the beginning. So by the time he reaches middle school, he does not understand the concept. He does not know why he needs maths, and that phobia around that maths nahi karega, engineer kaise banega. We are training our children to go to IIT right from class 1. So maths is the integral, part of that process. So we are putting it in the child's mind that maths is the most important thing for you. As a result, the students are actually neglecting other subjects. And because maths is a phobia, they cannot do it. The methods of teaching are very, very uninteresting. Gradually, we are with this hybrid learning, blended learning. Thankfully, I thank these 2 years that we have progressed so much in our technology. Now also, the kind of stress points that we have, we are encouraging children to do what a computer can do today. We have not progressed. Now, the kind of skills that these children will need is what computers will not be able to do. But we are teaching them replicating skills of a computer. They cannot be better than a computer. So they always fall short. Now, assessment methods, where are we marking them wrong? Answer nahi theek aaya, wrong. Why? He can actually use a calculator. When the computer can do it in 2 seconds, why must you, spend 5 minutes on the problem? Now, where is it? Then why need maths? No, you need maths, in everyday life, in higher education, everything. So what you have to train your children is skills what the computer can't do. Thinking skills, logical skills, derivative skills, computing skills. So these are the things. Actually, we should revamp this whole math syllabus as such, according to our new technology and this kind of blended learning. And with this blended learning, get in a lot of technology and use it as an aid rather than compete with it. Now we are actually competing with technology. We cannot win. So, these kind of things also, there are 2 levels of maths. Everybody is not going to take up higher maths and, become all this. So there should be 2 levels of maths. The main thing in children is to build up their confidence in themselves. Everybody does not have a head for maths, does not have a flair for maths, and it's okay. The kind of maths we'll need in our lives is not so great that we have to, go into such high levels. The syllabus of maths is so high for everybody that children who cannot do maths don't land up doing well in anything. So they are, termed as duffers. They're not duffers. They have the intelligence. But give them a level they can achieve. So probably if you have 2 levels of maths, in one, the kind of maths you'll need in day-to-day life. The second, the kind of maths you'll need for higher studies. And probably if a child discovers his talent later, good switch. But by and large, the children at about 5th, 6th level, you can make out. The children either have a head for maths or don't.
So ma'am, basically we can say that the phobia is being created by the outsiders. It may be the school teachers or system. We can say the parents and the teachers.
Yes.
Thank you, Aradhana ma'am. We'll come up to Aradhana ma'am. Aradhana ma'am, suggest few ways in which a teacher can make maths more interesting.
Thank you, Mr. Chandok. First of all, I must congratulate Mr. Shah, because this is again one of the ways that you can make maths very, very interesting. I think on my list, the gamification is the only way, because children enjoy playing games. Now, if we make studies like games, obviously they are encouraged to do this. And what is the whole concept of gaming? That the child, when he plays a game, he gets that feeling of achievement. First of all, challenge. Why do all of us solve puzzles? I mean, nobody's giving us marks, nobody's giving us any material benefits, but every day, I mean, I look forward to that Wordle puzzle every day. I'm like an addict, because it gives me a sense of achievement. Oh, I can do it. So similarly with children, like a small child will say apne aap. The child right from, I think, first year one wants to do things by himself. So taking advantage of this particular trait in children, gamification is the only answer. And like he's come up with this app, a 20-minute thing for, I don't think it will be possible in the class because there's too much to do, but very good for a homework session. And once they get, I'm also totally with him that, ultimately they have to be self-learners. It's very difficult now to get these children to be self-learners so fast. So this is one of the ways we direct them in that direction. Also making, making maths connect to real life. I'll just take a few seconds. Like we had this pre-primary section that we were building up in our building. So we just gave this project to 9th and 10th. This is a design, something for them, and how we gave them the area. They came up with such wonderful work in all maths, where the blocks will be placed, how much tiling, how much is going to be the distance when they stand for prayers. All that they brought in a project form. So I think that taught them maths much more than what they would have learnt in school. So, but only thing where we have to concentrate is that after teaching them through this very, very interesting hybrid methods and blended learning, if we go back to assessment and pen and paper test, कि वो paper में बताओ अभी क्या आएगा, and they are looking for marks, this thing negates this whole effort. So some kind of proportion of assessment has to be in the practical methods and project levels. That is the only way we'll encourage teachers also to. Ultimately, teachers also say, maths का syllabus नहीं खत्म हो रहा, आप हमको ये बता रहे हो. So rather than syllabus is concepts. So if they learn it like this, assess them there. So we gave them marks for the project. So they were encouraged to, do this.
So much, ma'am. Practical approach has to be taken. Blended learning has to, because children, they don't ask inside the class. They feel that if I'll ask, and the others will make fun of him.
And Mr. Chandok, I must tell you, with this method, the children we thought were the weak children in maths. They are the one practical suggestions, they came up very well. And we were so encouraged with this that now we do a lot of project learning in maths.
Definitely, teacher has to keep up with the child of 21st century skills.
In your app, more than a question, I think if it's a suggestion in case you don't have it, more than the prizes, a lot of companies are doing these scholarship things, and, few children participate. A lot of children don't participate because they're not confident amongst themselves whether they'll do so, like Olympiad and all that. What I would suggest is that in your app, because all children are doing it, if you have some kind of a scoreboard, applied in the class itself, so it would give them a lot of motivation to score, against a peer group. Peer learning, I feel, is the greatest, way to motivate them to learn. So, like, when we solve these puzzles, what are we doing every day? I mean, every day we are putting up our Wordle scores on Facebook. Even an adult like me, I want somebody to say, okay, you did it in 3, you did it in 2. So this motivates me more than any prize would, because other people are appreciating that every day you're increasing. Similarly, more so in children, because every day when they're comparing, like whatever is there in your app, when they do it for homework, now scoreboard is created in a class. So the child wants to come up on the scoreboard. So he does more and more so that somewhere he gets a rank. So, these kind of things, if they can be incorporated, it encourages peer learning.
What is a cohort is a group of similar people, right, with similar interest or similar situation, so to speak. So here, then we can group children who are at the similar learning level, and within them, if they feel that they are competing and they are leading,
Yes.
then they are, one is that they are trying to move out of that level to the next level. At the same time, they are not competing against those who are at a very high level and they feel that I cannot even reach there.
True, true.
So that is what we are building. And we are hoping that that will then motivate these, what we call as average and below average, especially score-wise in maths.
Definitely.
That for them, it is definitely going to be a platform where they feel that they are achieving something at least within their group and that they are moving forward. So that's how we are building it.
That's
Amazing, sir.
I think that will really help, because they, when they move from say level 1 to level 2, they get that sense of achievement. I've come in the higher group, and they want to move up to level 5 in the highest group, and they can want to compete amongst. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Aradhana ma'am, we can do also one thing with all the subject teachers, that we should have a small card. It costs around 50 paisa to 1 rupee. Appreciation card should be there. If the child is in corridor speaking in English, so teacher can give that. If the child is started performing or showing progress in a subject, the child should be given a small card, appreciation.
The Mona Lisa, you would be hanging in the Louvre. Everyone would come to see you. It would be impossible to move.
শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, তবে একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে।
Amazing, ma'am. Amazing. You have a wonderful voice, ma'am. Aradhana ma'am.
आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं कुछ ऐसे गगन के तले, जहाँ गम भी ना हो, आंसू भी ना हो, बस प्यार ही प्यार पले, एक ऐसे गगन के तले.
Oh, amazing, ma'am. Amazing. Very good. Oh, beautiful singers we have in our industry. I mean, talent is over there, ma'am.
लबों के मुकाबले गुलाब क्या होगा।
Absolutely.
Very
amazing,
nice,
ma'am.
very
Amazing.
nice.
की यही रीत है, हार के बाद ही जीत है.
बदल जाएगा, मेरी आवाज ही पहचान है, घर याद रहे. Oh, thank you so much, Shikha ma'am. Thank you, Aradhana ma'am. Thank you, JK sir, Pratima ma'am, and Nirmal Shah sir for coming to the show and giving your valuable time. Thank you.